The man from the commission weighing folks in for UFC Fight Night Nashville said Tallison Teixeira was 159 pounds. This guy took about a half hour to weigh in Steve Garcia. He had to do it twice. He had to ask Steve to get back off the scale, zeroed it out, and did it again. He announced Moura missed weight and then immediately flipped. Didn't reweigh her. Just changed his fucking mind. He said 116 for Melissa Martinez just because he was nervous. The scale didn't even balance yet. You can watch it. The scale is moving. You have to wait until the scale balances. That's how a scale works. You know, when Topuria, got the gift, we thought, okay, maybe some foul play here. This is worse. This isn't foul play. This looks like incompetence. Nashville Athletic Commission cannot operate a scale. What are they doing over there in Tennessee? I mean, it would have been better to have Dana weigh him in, okay? The whole idea is this is like a third party. Not good. But hey, everybody came in and weighed in. Actually, Chidi and Njokuani missed weight. We'll talk about that in a second. I'm going to give you guys the full breakdown for UFC Fight Night Nashville. Tallison Teixeira versus the Black Beast, Derrick Lewis, who looked good on the scale to me. I'll start from the bottom, go to the top. I'm going to go a little bit quick today. Let's run it. Fatima Kline and Melissa Martinez. Fatima Kline should be able to smash here. Melissa Martinez, again, fake weigh-in, whatever. Maybe she was on point. I mean, we really just don't know. We really just have no idea what anybody actually weighs at this weigh-in. But let's say Melissa Martinez actually did make weight. I think she's getting taken down in this fight. I think it's going to be a major issue for her. Fatima Kline, able to be pretty technical on the feet. I like the hands up, stance switching. I like her ability to mix in takedowns. And I think when she gets this thing on the ground, she finishes Melissa Martinez. Mike Davis versus Mitch Ramirez. Mike Davis should run over Mitch Ramirez. I think that Faraz Ziam fight, by the way, I picked Faraz Ziam over Mike Davis, dog money. I think the Faraz Ziam fight was tough for him because of the year layoff and the level of opponent. Now we're going, a level down or two in opponent, and he's going to fight more frequently. I like it for him. I think the activity is going to serve him well. I like Mike Davis here. Is it a finish or not? I'm not sure. Kennedy Nzechukwu versus Valter Walker. Two guys who look strong at weigh-ins. Valter Walker had cast shoes hanging over. I don't know what the fuck that was. It looks like when they cut off your cast. I know I broke my thumb. Can you guys see that on camera? It's got a bump there. See that? Fucking punched a guy named Corky in the head, overhand right in training. I was like 13. And they cut off the cast and you get to keep it. That's what I don't know what medical story is he helping somebody. I don't know. I have no idea. But what I do know is he's been hitting the weights. He's been hitting the takedowns, and he's been hitting the heel hooks. He's dangerous. It's a fucking really, really good fight. I can see Kennedy getting it, I think I got to lean Kennedy. But I'm flipping back and forth on this one. Valter Walker is a big, powerful motherfucker. When he drags you to the ground, he could finish anybody. Valter Walker in the heavyweight division, not Tom Aspinall. I shouldn't say anybody. If he took down and finished Tom Aspinall, I'd be shocked. But there's only a couple at the top where that's the case. I mean, Kennedy and Nzechukwu level, anything below that, 5th or 6th ranked mark, which is fucking, let's talk about the heavyweight division. Tai Tuivasa's 10. Holy shit. Tai Tuivasa's in the top 10. Where's Waldo? Waldo Acosta-Cortez is up there, like 8 or something. Heavyweight division needs some help. Maybe Valter Walker and Kennedy Nzechukwu are the help. So Valter Walker on the ground, he's big, powerful dude who could finish via submission or TKO. And then Kennedy Nzechukwu on the feet. I think clear striker versus grappler. It's about who gets the fight to where they want it to be. I love the fight. Slightly in Kennedy. Man, that's a tough one. Valter Walker at dog money is attractive. Lauren Murphy versus Eduarda Moura. I got to go with the woman who's in her prime, Eduarda Moura. Lauren Murphy hasn't fought in a while. And Eduarda Moura, a well-rounded mixed martial artist, just beat Veronica Hardy. I think that the level of competition in the future for her in the sport has her hungrier. I think Lauren Murphy is here to, get a paycheck. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not dunking on her for that. But picking a winner, I'm going to pick the girl who's got the future. I'm going to pick the girl who, doesn't just rely on bullying people. Like, I just don't think Moura is going to get bullied by Murphy. I think she's going to get the decision. Jake Matthews and Chidi Njokuani. Interesting. I've had Chidi all week. Now he misses weight. He only missed weight by, it was a quarter pound. So I'm not going to pull off of him. I do think he could win this fight. It's just, I know it's a tough weight cut for him, as evidenced by the weight miss. He looks, sucked out too. Dry. Looks like he's a character in Dune. The Fremen. Looks like a Fremen from Dune. Needs to get that man some water. I think with some water in his system, he'll be okay. But you worry about him in the third round after a weigh-in like that, right? So I'll stay on him. But yeah, I got to be honest, the confidence dropped a little bit. Chidi Njokuani, better at striking than Jake Matthews. Chris Curtis versus Max Griffin. Here's a good weigh-in. Chris Curtis looked good, man. He hit the fucking pose. I don't even know what the pose is. Some shit like this. He hit the fucking pose. Man, he looks good. His face looked full. You see how Chidi's got the Skeletor bones going on? When you start seeing somebody get really drawn out. No, I think Chris Curtis did a good job on the weight cut. So I'll say Chris Curtis gets this thing done. I already was on Chris Curtis. I do think he's going to be better at boxing, hard to take down. Max Griffin's in for it here. I got Chris Curtis over Max Payne. Junior Tafa and Tokkos. Tuco Tokkos, didn't get finished by Navajo Sterling. That was good. But, he's up against a real puncher here. It's a tough one to predict. I'm not shocked if Tokkos gets it done. I'm really not. We've seen the hole in Tafa's game. You want to know what it is? Put him on his back. Big problem, okay? Big fucking problem. But he looks in great shape. He's got that punching power. And he has a shred of takedown defense. And it's not like Tokkos is some unbelievable wrestler. So I could lean Tafa here, but it's a very slight lean. Tokkos winning is not out of the question at all. If you're on Tokkos, I ain't trying to talk you out of it at all. But Junior Tafa, let's say he gets it done at light heavyweight. Vitor Petrino versus Austen Lane. Petrino looked huge. Weighed in at 249. Holy shit. Whoa. That boy was making 205. What the fuck? He looked massive. That might be good. That might be bad. You put on size, you get strength, you get power, you lose speed, you lose cardio. Is that trade-off what he wants? He's in there with a big boy. Austen Lane is enormous. So maybe he felt he needed that. It's a fight for sure. I think the odds are really stupid on this one. Austen Lane's got way better of a chance than 7-1 or whatever I saw it at earlier in the week. Got to lean Petrino. I got to lean Petrino. The problem with Petrino is he throws looping punches with his head on the center line. He fucking bangs with his head on the center, and Austen Lane's got those long-ass arms. Boom, boom, just catch him straight. Austen Lane's in this thing. I'm thinking about touching the Austen Lane bet because of the crazy odds. But, if I'm just picking the fight, yeah, I think Petrino's going to win. But not 7-1, Not 7-1. So, an interesting one. I'll go with the Brazilian who looked fucking massive at weigh-ins. I'll be very interested to see how he moves at this weight. There's a lot of unanswered questions with him at heavyweight. I just don't think you could have the kind of confidence to put him in a parlay. Let's just say it outright, okay? That looks like a parlay buster, potentially, right? Or he could win by knockout. But that looks like a potential parlay buster to me. Nate Landwehr versus Morgan Charrière. I'm going Morgan Charrière. I think the Frenchman gets this thing done. Nate the Train Nate the Train is a badass, and he bullies people, but it's going to be hard to bully Morgan Charrière. He's fucking compact. He could strike better. You know, I think he could wrestle with Nate the Train. I think he gets back to his feet, keeps grinding, you know. Yeah, Morgan Charrière, kind of Chepe Mariscal style, you know, getting through this thing, beating up on a Nate the Train who's hard to fucking finish. I mean, I have no doubt Nate the Train has got a set of titanium balls on him. My man can fight. You know, he is never say die. He's in that thing. He's got Darren Elkins blood, but he's not as good as Morgan Charrière. Morgan Charrière is more talented than he is. More power, more speed, just better hands, you know, can grind, can dig deep, is big for the weight class. I got Morgan Charrière. Calvin Kattar versus Steve Garcia. Can Calvin Kattar, does he have any expressions? Calvin Kattar at weigh-ins. Come on, Calvin, get fired up, bro. Calvin, get fired up, man. Steve Garcia's fired up. Steve Garcia's coming for his head. You know, I've been in this debate already. Nobody knocks Calvin Kattar out. Bro, Steve Garcia could put a rock through that chin. You know, Steve Garcia could punch. So this idea that Calvin Kattar's going to out-wrestle him, we haven't seen it in years. We haven't seen it since the Giga Chikadze fight. I do think that, you know, Garcia finds the chin. Odds are pretty close. I like the young buck here. I like the hungry guy. I like the better striker, I believe, between the two. That probably hurts Calvin Kattar fans because at one point he was talking about what a good boxer he is. And he made Max Holloway go, I'm the best boxer in the UFC, right? Because Calvin Kattar was talking like, you know, did he say he was the best boxer? He at least was talking about them hands. I think Steve Garcia is going to, you know, put a big shot on him. Put a big shot on him, rock him. Fuck it. Get him out of there. Steve Garcia over Calvin Kattar. Another old man. Wonderboy. We love Wonderboy versus Bonfim. Wonderboy looks good at weigh-ins. The more I break down the fight, and the more I'm talking about how Wonderboy could slow it down at range. You know, the range difference is nice. Wonderboy could fight from that long range. And for Bonfim is very technically sound. He's up against another tactician. This is not Chaos Williams. You know, he's not just brain. This is telling me to fucking go to work. Gotta go coach a boxing class. This is not Chaos Williams, right? This is the technician of technicians, Wonderboy. This thing could be really slowed down and close. Even in that type of fight, I think Bonfim does the bigger damage. I think it matters. Bonfim more dangerous. Bonfim able to stay with him. And the grappling's Bonfim, right? The submission threat is Bonfim. The strength, I mean, you know, the age. So I'm going to go with the young Brazilian prospect. I think that's kind of what they're doing here, folks. You know, they're not giving Wonderboy any easy matchups. This ain't easy. Poor Wonderboy, man. If he could just fight people his age, he's a fucking world-class fighter. Very fun to watch, but not a lot of killer instinct in him. You know, he might catch you with a beautiful question mark kick like he did Dan Stigen. Bet you didn't know that name. Dan Stigen. Midwest Training Center. I know all about that fight. Dan Stigen told me that his coach was partying next door the night before that fight, and then he goes out there tired against Wonderboy and gets knocked out. That's what he told me. That's what he told me. I don't know if I was supposed to say that, but that's what he told me. Wonderboy, a little too old. You know, it's just too little too late. Gabriel Bonfim, getting it done. Maybe scorecards, maybe it's a finish. Derrick Lewis versus Tallison Teixeira. Let the bodies hit the flow. Let the bodies hit the flow. Let the bodies hit the flow. Come on, man. Somebody's going to sleep. Derrick Lewis looks in shape. Derrick Lewis ain't playing around. Derrick Lewis looks good. He's big. He's heavy, right? But you can see when Derrick Lewis is fat. And you can see when he means business. And Derrick Lewis, at 40 years old, means business. Derrick Lewis's last fight was against Nascimento, where he looked solid. He looked really, really good. Got a knockout in the third round. But that was May of 2024. We're now in July of 2025. Not good, you know, as to where Tallison Teixeira has been active. You know, I thought in 2023 against Marcus Rogerio de Lima, even Jailton Almeida, although Jailton whooped him. And then Nascimento, it looked like Lewis was taking shit seriously. You know, when he fought the Sergeys back-to-back, when he got, you know, elbowed, dropped by Tai Tuivasa. Look at the Derrick Lewis who was out there against Tai Tuivasa. It's not the same guy. It's not the fucking same guy. So this is interesting because he showed up in shape, you know, at weigh-ins and looks ready to rock. Look, guys, I've still got to go with Tallison Teixeira. He's fucking 6'11", 6'7". I don't know. Looks huge. And he could put a 1-2 down the pipe. He's got the Muay Thai. He's got the elbows in close. That's the way Tai Tuivasa got him. He's got a black belt in jiu-jitsu if Derrick wants to grapple, which I doubt. You know, Derrick is going to stand and bang and do his thing. And, you know, if he feels like, you know, a tired Derrick Lewis is slowing down, maybe he could take Derrick down. That'd be cool to see. I think he could strike with him, though. I'm going to go Tallison Teixeira. Younger, faster, you know. Most of the oldies I faded here, okay? But Black Beast is one where I tell you what, I did not bet against him. I did not bet against Black Beast, even at 40 years old. But maybe I'm silly for that. I don't know. I think Tallison Teixeira is the intelligent pick here. It's just, you know, when you're fighting Black Beast, you got to roll the dice. You know? You got to roll the fucking dice if you're betting against Black Beast. You guys know that. All right? You want rapid fire? Let's fucking do this. Fatima Kline, Mike Davis, Kennedy and Nzechukwu. I kind of want to say Valter Walker. It's a good one. Eduarda Moura, Chidi and Njokuani, though he missed weight. Chris Curtis, Junior Tafa, Vitor Petrino, Morgan Charrière, Steve Garcia, Gabriel Bonfim, and Tallison Teixeira. Those are my full card predictions for UFC Fight Night. What's up, chat? I got to go to work. He was my coach in Schaumburg. I believe you are telling the truth because that's where MTC is. Thoughts on John Jones unretiring? I'm for it. John Jones representing America versus Tom Aspinall at the White House for the 250th anniversary of the greatest country on earth. Let's fucking go. I'm with it. Guys, I can't hang out too much longer. I got to dip. UFC Fight Night Nashville's coming through. You know what else has already arrived? The fucking bets. DM at mikefinchshow on Instagram if you guys want to see who I'm betting on. I'll also be doing a recap show after the fights, Saturday night or Sunday. We'll see what's up. Maybe I go Saturday night for y'all. Maybe I do Saturday night. We'll see what's up. Saturday night or Sunday, recap show after these fights. I'll give you my reaction and breakdown. And then MMA University's on the way. I got instructionals coming, bag work, and it's going to branch out from there. I'm going to meet with Giga Chikadze next week. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Okay? The best fucking body kicker in the game I'm going to meet with next week. All right? By the way, the XFO is coming back to Illinois. Okay? The XFO, where I worked for a long time as the color commentator, is back in action at Side Outs in August this summer. Come see some of the best fighters from the Midwest throwing down live. I'll be flying out. The event is August 9th. I'll be back on the microphone with Matt Locasio. I'm super excited to work color commentary again. It's my favorite. Come say what's up at XFO Outdoor War. We are so excited to be back. It's like a full day card. It's a big party. You start early in the day. I mean, fights sometimes start at like 1, 2 p.m. and we just go all night. Big fat card. Lots of very talented fighters. I mean, if you look at how many fighters have come through the XFO and gone to the UFC and other organizations, you know, you'd be very surprised. Look at the XFO Hall of Famers. We've had a lot of good ones come through. I'm sure we'll have some young bucks on this card. Super excited to be calling the fights. I'll see you guys in Island Lake, Illinois for XFO Outdoor War. Enjoy UFC Nashville. And until next time, it's peace and love.